Good afternoon. We start with yet another shooting outside a school in the Denver area, this time in Brighton. Police say one person was shot. They arrested 3 suspects after a lockdown at a separate school.
There's a lot to consider here. Police are still trying to sort out what happened and if anyone involved was actually a student. Police say they got the call for shots fired. That was near the Innovations and Options High School, just off South 9th Avenue and Bush Street. That investigation led them to Prairie View High School, 7 miles south of there. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Irizarry joins us from outside of Innovations and Options High. And Jaleesa, police are still trying to piece together exactly what did happen today.
Yeah, the chief didn't give a ton of detail this afternoon when he held a news conference just about an hour ago. But we do know that this all began right here at South 9th and Bush Street. They received a call of shots fired around 12:30. And when we arrived, the intersection right over here, there was at least 10 evidence markers in this intersection. Now, police say school resource officers were in the area within seconds but could not find a victim or suspect. They shortly received a call from an urgent care with an individual with a non-life-threatening injury. They then located a car near Prairie View High School matching a description of a car in the area at the time of the shooting. 2 people were taken into custody at that time and a 3rd suspect was taken into custody later. Police would not say if anyone involved was a student, but the chief stressed he knows how traumatic these incidents can be for kids. This is what he had.
Our concern right now is incidents like this are traumatic for everyone involved, but especially our school community, and we do want to send our thoughts out to everyone there.
Now, police say multiple schools in this area were secured as a precaution. They are releasing those students at this time. We've seen a number of students walk over here. They would not say if they've located a weapon just yet. Tom and Kim.
Another scary afternoon, and again, we all echo the thoughts of the chief here. It's traumatic for everyone involved.
Yeah, it's a super unfortunate situation, and it's unfortunate how so many students within Colorado are having the same story over and over again and having to deal with lockdowns. We heard one student passing by saying she was stuck in her classroom for at least 3 hours, so we're hoping they're doing okay today.
These generations of students are learning this, sadly. All right, Jaleesa, thank you.
A fire that started in a camper spread to a house this afternoon in Adams County. Firefighters say this happened off Federal near 65th around 2 this afternoon. Firefighters say no one was hurt. The camper was destroyed. The house had some pretty bad damage as well. Smoke from this fire could be seen around the metro area. Let's take a live look outside right now, and we're looking at Loveland Pass where there is snow. Right now. They've got snow. It's the mountains, but I think they're expecting more snow. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah. I think we should ask someone who might actually know. But as far as Denver today, what a day today. Up over 70 degrees. Woo. We're going to see that big drop, though, as the weather is going to change, as it does this time of year here in Colorado. Lauren Robinson is with us. Tell us more about what is on the way, because today was nice.
Today was very nice. We did see those temperatures get all the way into the 70s, and we're going to see huge changes as we see snow tomorrow. So those temperatures are already starting to drop down a little bit. We're at 66 right now at DIA. We're still dry at Denver International Airport, but cloudy skies as we do wait for showers to push their way into the Front Range and then turning into snow overnight. In the meantime, take a look at these temperatures starting to cool from the north on down. We're now in the 60s across the urban corridor, 70s further southeast. We've been seeing those cooler temperatures off to the west all day where we had those scattered snow showers. As we take a look at our HD Doppler radar, we're still seeing those scattered snow showers off to the west mixed with a little bit of rain across the western slope where those temperatures are a little warmer, but that is going to continue its trek eastward, and we're already starting to see these very spotty rain showers. Those are going to fill in, especially across northern portions of the Front Range and eastern plains as we go into later this afternoon and this evening, and then overnight that all transitions into snow. Where we are already seeing that snow is going to be off to the west, where we have several winter weather alerts in effect through the rest of the evening and into tomorrow evening. So we had a very warm day today. We're going to see snow tomorrow. Huge changes there, and we do have a chillier weekend ahead. So I'll have all of those details for you in my full 7-day forecast.
Okay, it was nice. It was a good day while it lasted.
It was nice while it lasted.
Felt great. All right. Thanks, Lauren. We'll see you in just a bit. Changing weather this time of year can lead to it. Avalanches, even rock slides. Well, they're making it harder to get around the mountains today. The State Patrol tweeting about an avalanche between Minturn and Red Cliff that shut down Highway 24. CSP says there are multiple avalanches on Battle Mountain. They, at this point, say they don't know when things will reopen.
Traffic was slow moving on I-70 through Vail today after a big rock slide this morning. Both sides of I-70 were closed while crews got the big rocks off. Everything is back open again. We're getting to that time of the year, though, where we see more and more rock slides because of the warmer temps. That's why you see the signs on the side of the road. Car break-ins have unfortunately become increasingly common in the metro Denver area the past few years. Reports of it in rural Colorado on horse farms, well, that's relatively new. But it's been happening more and more over the past few months. Here's 9 News crime and justice reporter Matt Jablow.
This situation looked pretty normal. A man hitched an empty horse trailer to a pickup truck and drove off from a snow-covered horse farm in Longmont.
The driver actually got out and came around and spoke to our barn help, said that he was there to pick up the trailer and they were taking it to get new tires. So it sounded like a very plausible story.
It turns out the plausible story was a bold-faced lie. In fact, the man was stealing the $25,000 trailer. Andrea Ritzer, the trailer's owner, keeps her horse at the farm and says she was deeply disturbed when she heard what happened.
It was really, really surprising and, a huge violation of our collective community's trust. To have somebody, like I said, come in and kind of violate that trust really has shaken the community. And it's not just this trailer incident.
No, it's not.
It's super upsetting.
Una Shade is a horse farm owner in Castle Rock. She also runs the website Colorado Horse Forum. She says there have been dozens of thefts over the past few months at horse farms all across the Front Range, many of which have been hit several times. Most of the thefts have been from cars parked at the farms by people tending to their horses.
Jewelry from vehicles, not just purses, anything that's kind of any value that they think they can pawn real quick or just get some money.
According to Shade, many farm owners are now installing surveillance systems in response to the rash of thefts. Shade says she's optimistic that the added security will provide some much-needed help.
The community thinks equestrians have a lot of money when in reality we don't necessarily. We spend any free money we have on our horses, so it's detrimental to the equine community.
It's a very noticeable trailer. I just want it back and I want my things back and I want to feel like the universe kind of came full circle on that.
Ritzer says not only was the trailer stolen, but also about $1,500 worth of equipment like blankets and bridles that was inside. Kim?
That stuff really expensive. So
let's hope she gets it back.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Well, it was a busy weekend for RTD, and now we're getting our first look at the moment that the RTD train derailed, running through the stop at the end of the Jefferson County Building Station on Saturday.
2 people were hurt when the W line derailed at the station Saturday. RTD gave us a 6-minute clip today from a little ways down the path, but you can see the platform and you can see the train coming in slowly on the left side of the screen, and then as it speeds up as it comes into the station, it comes to a pretty quick stop, and the cars on the right just jolt up a little bit. The train went through the barrier at the end of the track and a little way up the hill. The W line won't stop at the county building for at least 2 weeks while crews fix the station and investigate what went wrong.
Yeah, Steve Steger was talking about this with us yesterday about the technology that supposedly stops trains from running into each other, making sure that they slow down when they see red lights. Well, that technology is not installed at the endpoints of any of RTD's light rail lines.
A bill designed to get more teachers in the classroom has cleared the state Senate. The bipartisan bill allows the Department of Education to create an apprenticeship program. It gives teachers more options to get into a classroom. Apprentices would learn on the job for up to 4 years while they earn their bachelor's degree, and they could work as a student teacher or substitute. This bill is part of the effort to address the teacher shortage going on in our state, and it now moves on to the House.
You've likely heard about the many catalytic converter thefts going on across the country, and data from Carfax says that thieves stole 153,000 of them last year. Well, in Boulder, police there are now sharing the most targeted cars in their jurisdiction. They say it's part of an effort to help car owners. Well, these are the 5 cars they say that are being targeted the most right now: Toyota's Prius, Sequoias, and Tundras, as well as Honda's Pilot and the Jeep Cherokee. Boulder police say they are offering a free etching kit for any car owners. That's a way you can mark your converter. You have to live in the city, and you can only get 2 per household. And if you're an interested community member, you have to sign up for a time to pick one up. Well, in the offseason, the Broncos said they were going to spend $100 million on upgrading Empower Field. This is a live look now at the south stands, and you can see what is missing. Bucky, who used to sit on top of that giant scoreboard atop the south stands, well, Bucky and the scoreboard are all gone because they're putting in the new one that is going to be nearly twice as tall as the other one, 70% larger.
70%.
From side to side and the area. It's going to be.
I mean, that is the one that's the smaller one. It's hard to see depending on where you sit. I think it's, you know, you need a big one. Well, every stadium is doing this now. This is the thing.
Yeah, the old one was 31 feet tall, or I think 42 feet tall. And
so it wasn't big
large.
enough for me.
This new one is going to be 70-odd feet tall, and it should be big enough that most people will get the experience that all the people who get at home get.
Yeah.
You can actually watch the game.
There's that.
Yeah.
But what about Bucky? Does Bucky go?
Bucky will be back, but Bucky will have quite a view.
Yeah.
His view will improve. He'll be able to see, you know, all the way to the, you know, to New Mexico and Wyoming.
Bucky better prepare for the altitude.
Get him an oxygen mask. Anyway, that's a live look. You can see the progress in the south stands in the offseason out at Empower Field.
They spent money on players, too, this week. They were spending money. Denver City Council has paid out millions of dollars over police protests in 2020. Our legal expert breaks down the settlements and what it means for the city.
More big money for Ryan Reynolds. This, though, has nothing to do with his Hollywood career. Today, the Dow lost 280 points, driven by the current banking crisis. The sell-off was actually much worse earlier in the day. We'll be talking more about the banks, both here and abroad, as well as the major markets when we come back.